Put them in the door.
Call to order the regular common council meeting, Monday, March 4th at 7 p.m. Roll call.
Webb.
Yes.
Eggestaffer.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Thomas.
Here.
Mark Wellnitz.
Here.
Chris Wellnitz.
Yes.
Next item is Pledge of Allegiance. Next item is confirmation of appropriate meeting notice.
The meeting was noticed on Friday, March 1st. Agendas posted at BMO Harris Bank, the Post Office, Library, and City Hall.
And the next item is the council acceptance of the agenda.
Motion to accept. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Personal appearances. Anyone in the audience that wishes to speak on anything that's not on the agenda? Okay, we'll move on to the minutes from February 18th.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Any corrections or additions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Finance Committee.
Okay, we met earlier tonight. We'll motion to approve bills and payroll list, the amount of $110,964.48.
Second.
Any questions on the bills? Roll call.
Webb.
Yes.
Eggestaffer.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Mark Wellnitz.
Yes.
Chris Wellnitz.
Yes.
Passed.
Okay, item 2 is approval of licenses. Motion to approve a temporary Class B beer license for Edgerton Community Outreach for their Echo auction on March 16th.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Webb.
Yes.
Chris Wellnitz.
Yes.
Eggestaffer.
Yes.
Davis. Thomas.
Yes.
Mark Wellnitz.
Yes.
Motion to approve a temporary Class B license for Edgerton Community Outreach for March 14th for the women's shopping and wine tasting event to be held at Deegan's Hardware.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Webb.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Mark Wellnitz.
Yes.
Chris Wellnitz.
Yes.
Eggestaffer.
Yes.
Okay. Motion to deny Kylie Reed an operator's license.
Second.
Any discussion?
Could I get a little background on this?
Yes, and it did come from finance on the split vote, 2-1 to deny. Ms. Reed is in the audience if you have any questions for her.
What's the policy say on our rules on the other page about felony? Is it within 5 years we deny? I think it's in the folder there, Ron.
Felony conviction, 5 years.
Okay, and her felony was in 2011, I believe.
But that statement basically means that the city clerk is not allowed to make the decision, and it's then passed on for us to make the decision.
Right.
So that doesn't necessarily,
Yeah, that just states
Rule it
a
out.
recommendation, correct?
That's a recommendation.
I have a question for Ms. Reed. Now that you've done your court-ordered requirements, does that purge any of the felony convictions? Are you,
It purged the more serious ones, it purged the maintaining with intent. But they still have not manufacturing, drug trafficking.
and that one stays with you?
Judge said that he wanted to be able to make it a misdemeanor, because that's what drug court does. But because of the seriousness of my child, she couldn't do it.
And you're still on probation, or you're done with it?
I'm on probation now. I'm done with the drug court. I did the drug court for a year,
How much longer on probation?
about 18 months.
18 more months?
Yeah, she has permission from her parole officer to work in the liquor store.
Work in liquor stores?
Yeah. She works in a liquor store now in Janesville with the same owner as Game Day. That license was issued for, again, working in a liquor store owner. She cannot work in a bar.
Okay, and you are licensed in Janesville?
Be a question for the city attorney. Are we allowed to specifically state where a license is able to be used?
An operator's license?
Correct.
Basically, when you get an operator's license, you can be an operator anywhere.
Right.
That's basically the
It's
same
jurisdiction.
license.
If you go to a different jurisdiction, you have to get another operator's license from that jurisdiction, but
So we have no ordinance that states you could require them just to work at a liquor store and not at a bar. So if we were to grant this license to her,
not that I'm aware of. I mean, it's like a lot of things the city can do, you can put restrictions on a lot of things if you want, but if you're going to restrict an operator's license more than you would, if everybody else gets an operator's and they can go wherever they want, and you want to restrict them, you better have some strong reasons, or it might be some sort of constitutional issue.
On my Janesville license, it's on the bottom, it's only strictly for J&R liquor.
But now this, does that probation restrict her to, from what I understand, to a liquor store? To where if she took our license and was to work at a tavern, then she would be in violation with the probation officer?
Well, and I was looking at something else here, I wasn't listening to
For
part
the
of
next
that.
18 months, correct.
Is
But
that
after
what-
the next 18 months.
That's what I'm asking, if that's, if,
Probation says that
yes.
you can work at a liquor store?
Yeah,
Only
it-
not
it
at a
says here
bar?
that-
Okay,
Does not, no, my probation officer doesn't say that.
okay,
The city of Janesville says.
okay.
so that don't apply to us, because it ain't tied to your probation.
And the only, according to this, the only permission she has from her probation officer is to work in a liquor store. So I would imagine if she wound up working in a bar, you might get your parole violated.
and for those of you that don't know, she was applied for at Game Day Liquor Store, not at any of the bars right now. So.
How much time is left on probation?
18 months.
18 months from this point on, so. I mean, if you granted it just as full as you can grant it, then she decided to do something in violation of probation, then that would be her problem, and I suspect that would come out sooner or later, but like variances, like conditional uses and other things, you can put restrictions on them, so I don't think there'd be a problem with that, especially in light of the probation. So if you want to limit it to the terms of the probation, that would be appropriate. I wouldn't say it'd be appropriate, but it would be, I think you'd be able to do that without any problems.
Okay, right now, the motion on the floor is to deny, so if that, have to see how that motion works out before we can even consider anything else on that. So. Is there any further discussion? And again, the motion is to deny. It's been motioned and seconded?
Correct.
Okay. Hearing none, roll call.
Webb?
No.
Davis?
Yes.
Thomas?
No.
Mark Walnuts?
No.
Chris Walnuts?
Yes.
Agus Stafford?
No.
Is that 4 noes and 2 yeses?
It's 2 yeses to deny and 4 noes.
Okay.
Okay, motion fails.
Correct.
So Is there anyone that would like to make a motion?
Motion to approve an operator's license with a stipulation is for game day liquors only.
For second?
The second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Webb,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Mark Walnuts,
Yes.
Chris Walnuts,
No.
Eggestaffer,
Yes.
Davis,
No.
Motion
Yes.
passes 4-2. Thank you. Thanks for coming down, and good luck, and don't have to see your probation officer for any of these jobs here, okay?
Okay. Motion to approve public event package for the Edgerton Lion Club Dash Against Diabetes.
Second?
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Webb,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Mark Walnuts,
Yes.
Chris Walnuts,
Yes.
Eggestaffer,
Yes.
Motion passes.
Insurance coverage proposal, motion is to approve the recommendation of Gander Consulting to stay with our existing insurance carrier and to schedule a meeting with said carrier to discuss coverage levels.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Webb,
Yes.
Chris Walnuts,
Yes.
Eggestaffer,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Mark Walnuts,
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item number 5, City Hall shelving, motion to approve spending $2,500 to retrofit some existing shelving and purchase new shelving for the storage area.
Second?
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Webb,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Mark Walnuts,
Yes.
Chris Walnuts,
Yes.
Eggestaffer,
Yes.
That motion passes.
Okay, where are we at? Start, okay. Motion to approve a proposal from Sustainable Engineering Corporation to consult and bring about the certification of Star Energy certification.
Second?
Clean that one up.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Webb,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yep.
Mark Walnuts,
Yes.
Chris Walnuts,
Yes.
Eggestaffer,
Yes.
That passes.
Motion to approve the spending of up to $12,000 for a transportation study on North Highway 51.
Second.
Any discussion?
Could I get a little information on that?
Yes. Sure. A little background in your packet. What that generally says on page 20 of your finance packet, what that generally says is the area between Thronson Drive and Lake Drive in the city is an area where the DOT controls highway access. And so therefore, they're extremely limited, probably just 2 new access points within that entire corridor on the east side. The east side of the road is our largest available commercial development area in the city. And so we have to, in order to have access and open up that area for development, we need to know where the roads are going to go. And we've had a couple of businesses express some interest in development in that area, and it's kind of a catch-22, is we can't provide them with the locations of where the roads can go so that they can negotiate a parcel size and all the things that are driven by that road configuration. So we have a master plan that was created for that neighborhood, which is a copy of that map in your packet, and it shows a couple of road access points from a planning perspective is ideally where they would go. The DOT has lots of opinions about where roads go based on visibility and other roads. And so in order for us to facilitate the development of this area, we brought to the Finance Committee consideration of doing a study, which would be funded through that TIF district. Right now, there's really the not knowing where the roads can go is really an impediment to the development. So we contacted the DOT to see how we might go about determining that, and the DOT said you'd have to do a traffic analysis or this traffic study. So the amount of $12,000 is an estimate provided by our city engineer for his office to do that study after he communicated with the DOT to have an understanding of what the study would entail.
All right.
Any other questions?
Would there be consideration to lower the speed limit from Lake Drive into town from 45 down to 25?
We have certainly requested the DOT to evaluate, I think, all 4 roads coming into the community. I don't remember, Tom, do you recall the last time we had the DOT look at North 51?
It's probably been a while.
We certainly, Dave, as part of this study, will have lots of data that we could, have a conversation with the DOT again regarding their willingness to change speed limits. In the past, as you know, they want to move traffic. That's their objective. So they have been reluctant to change it anything from what it is at 45 right now in that area. So we could certainly bring that up again.
I know from driving school bus and trying to get it from Lake Drive onto 51 was a real pain.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Webb,
Yes.
Chris Walnuts,
Yes.
Agastaffer,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Mark Walnuts,
Yes.
And that motion passes.
Okay, motion to approve the purchase of cemetery software from Legacy Mark at the cost of $3,000.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Webb,
Yes.
Agastaffer,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Mark Walnuts,
Yes.
Chris Walnuts,
Yes.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Plan Commission, well, let's see, we met earlier tonight for a couple minutes. Extended a conditional use permit on conditional use permit on 2 lots on South Main. It's been a couple years we've done that. Other than that, that was it for tonight. Redevelopment Authority, nothing to bring forward there. Mayor, alderpersons, and staff reports. We've had a couple large voids that are probably going to be pretty tough to fill with the loss of a couple people in town here in the last plus week. Plugger Plouts down at the Red Baron and Stan Mitbull out at IKI. Extend our sympathies to their families and to all their business associates. That's all I have. Anyone else?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you.